Hello and welcome to Boxing Evolution TV. I'm joined by the promoters of Box Office Promotions. How are you doing today, guys?
Yeah,
you all right?
Yeah, good. Yourself? Fine,
yeah, good. Right, so if I could just speak to you, Alfie, first. Tell me how the promotion's going for the evening.
Yeah, it's going very well. Ticket sales have been healthy as well. Dominic, they're fit and ready to go. Danny had a fight about 4 weeks ago, which he took Kelvin Price to the distance. He's a prospect from America. I think he lost on a decision, but he lost by a couple of rounds. So Danny's coming in with a lot of confidence for this fight. Also, Dominic has been training very hard. I've never seen Dominic in such good shape and what he is. So you're going to expect a war on the 22nd. Yep.
Now, what would you say to anybody watching who was criticising Danny Williams? You know, a lot of people are saying he should have retired a long time ago. He's been taking a lot of fights that he's lost lately. What would you say to those people?
I'd say watch his last fight. I mean, you watch him against Kelvin Price. There's no there don't seem like there's no deterioration in his boxing. I mean, you had a interview with someone from World Boxing News that said that it was a 10-round thrashing. It was a load of nonsense, which it was. I watched the fight as well. Danny's defence was bang on. His punching power, he seemed to rock Kelvin Price a couple of times in the fight. And, I mean, he's not at the peak of his powers. Of course he's not. I mean, he's coming towards the end of his career. He wants this to be his last fight. He's going into this fight with a lot of confidence from his last fight. So, I mean, I don't see there being a problem at all. There's no medical reason why he shouldn't fight. There's no other reason why. I mean, the deterioration, if you watch the fight, there's no deterioration in his boxing at all. Apart, I mean, the last few fights you see of that, I mean, that was Danny taking fights in 2 weeks or 1 week's notice. He took the fight with Kelvin Price. He had 2 months to train for that fight, and it showed a difference to what he did when he went to Latvia. So he's also had notice fighting Dominic as well, so he's going to come into this as well, trained up in great shape as well. So, I mean, people are saying that this fight shouldn't go on, but we have sold over 1,000 tickets for this fight. So I can't see like people saying, oh, they don't want to watch this fight. It's the usual bunch what you get on Twitter. The usual bunch that's always going to criticise you, but it's shown a lot of interest in this fight. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I think you've touched on a really valid point, actually, Alfie. You know, yes, Danny has lost fights recently. Yes, he's not at the peak of his career, but let's not forget that he's taken these fights very short notice. You know, maybe he hasn't been in his top physical peak condition while he's took these fights. So, you know, there's going to be a degree of risk with taking fights at short notice.
Oh, without a doubt,
But he's prepared for this one.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, he took a fight in Latvia in 4 days' notice, which was ridiculous. And like, he went out there. It was a 25-year-old Latvian who was unbeaten with a good record. I think he had 10 fights and 9 knockouts. And Danny went in there with 4 days' notice, which was ridiculous. But obviously, that's Danny's choice to do so. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's to criticise Danny, I think just watch his last fight against Kelvin Price, and you would have seen a completely different Danny Williams from the previous 3 fights from that. And obviously, the valid point is because he trained 2 months in advance for that, which showed the difference.
How did the match between Dominic and Danny come about?
Oh well, Danny got in touch with me. I think it was December. He got in touch with me, and he said that he was interested in fighting on one of our shows. So I went, leave it with me and all that. I was like privileged, I mean, because our company's only been for 18 months. So to have someone like Danny Williams ring us up to come on our show was an honour in itself. So I went to a show at the XL in December, and I was thinking long and hard about an opponent for him. And I actually see Dominic Negus, who does the security work, on one of the shows. So I approached Dominic and offered him the fight there, because I thought that would have been a great matchup as well, because I've spoken to Dominic, like I've known Dominic for a couple of years now, and I've spoken to him before, and he's talked about like fights he should have had with like with the likes of Danny Williams, Julius Francis, and so on, and where he was banned. Obviously, he went onto the unlicensed circuit, which was, he will tell you himself, he was a bit of a fool to do that and not apply for his professional licence, which he did, and I think he's always been humble. So when I offered him the fight, he snapped it up straight away, obviously, because he's fancied these fights for years and years and years, witithout a doubt. So, yeah.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see it. Now, the other fighters you have on the show, tell me a little bit about those. Who else are you really looking forward to seeing?
We got a couple of people from our stable. One that I'm particularly looking forward to is a fight between Frankie Burbridge and Wayne Stearman. They're from two local boys who have been with us since we started the promotional company. They've fought on our shows and we've matched them up together. Frankie's a great boxer as well, punching power. Wayne Stearman is a come-forward fighter, so and both the styles are very similar, so you're not going to see him take a backward step, but I'll be very surprised if this lasts a distance, that fight. Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to that one. We also have chief support from Tony Williams and Simon Jackman. This is a fight that was supposed to be put on another promotional banner. It didn't happen, so they have approached us to put the fight on. But Simon Jackman is a three-time, is it British kickboxing? British kickboxing champion as well. So he's be making his this will be his proper boxing debut on this one. So, and Tony Williams, of course, has been on the unlicensed circuit as well, been here, there, everywhere. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. We've got some great fights on the bill, honestly. Yeah.
It does sound like you have a lot of fights on the bill. If I can just speak to you now, Paul, about box office promotions. Like Alfie's just said, it is a relatively new venture.
It is.
18 months old.
Yeah.
You're going on to your fourth show now.
Third.
This is your third show now.
So
it'll be a third show, but it's a big one. I mean, for your third.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, every event, it seems to be growing in popularity. We started off in a forum in Kentish Town. I think we had about 850 people attend. The last show we did in November 2012 was at the Troxy. That was at the Bank and Cellar Trust, because we always sort of like to raise some money for some charities, and the attendance there was at 1,200. And we're looking at sort of filling the Troxy this time about 1,800 people. So.
Sounds like you're very near to filling it.
Yeah, we are. There's only there's a few tables left, which we're hopeful to get rid of.
Well, I think the thing is, if boxing fans, if they want to come and see a legend in his last fight, somebody who's beat Mike Tyson, like it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
With one hand,
Exactly, he's beat Mark Potter with one hand. The guy's a legend. Who cares if he's lost a few fights recently? We've already discussed that.
Yeah.
But I think, if it's going to be a really good night.
It is. I can't wait. It's going to be an absolute great night.
So how did box office promotions come about? I know you're a relative of Frank Warren.
Yeah, that's right.
So how, obviously, you've had an interest in boxing.
Yeah, of course.
So
what happened was a very good friend of mine, Mr. James Goff, he was diagnosed with cancer in September 2011. Two friends of ours, myself and Wayne, they had come up with an idea to pitch Arsenal fans against Tottenham fans, just between our group of friends. So they asked me and Wayne if we could get involved, help them out, which we did. We put a show on in Shoreditch. About 350 people attended. We raised some good money for Mary Curie Cancer Care. We asked Alfie Warren to be the MC on the night. And then we sort of got together afterwards and thought, well, this went really well. Yeah. It looks like we've got something here. Why don't we, make a go of it?
And make a go of it, you are.
Yeah, we did, yeah. I mean, people after the first show, people were coming up to us saying, if you do another show, I want to fight and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it was sort of went from there, really.
Brilliant.
But, yeah.
So, obviously, once this show's out the way, you're going to continue.
We are.
What can we expect to see? Because, obviously, this show's big.
It is.
What can we expect to see after this? Is this going to be on this level now?
No, we're going to take it further.
Take it further.
Yeah, we're working on...
yeah? Wow.
We can't really mention too much at the minute. So we're confirming more details next week. But we've got a big show coming up in September or October. So, yeah, watch this space, really. And
some big names on that show as well.
Yeah. Really?
We've got some big names, yeah. We'll be hopefully announcing it next week as well. So, but we have the return of... a British boxing legend in his own right, and he'll be returning also. And then we've got a couple of other prospects coming through as well. So I mean, we're going to take out the Troxy. going into a bigger venue next time anyway. So
wow.
that's it. Exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I hope everything goes smoothly on the night. I'm sure it will, and I can't wait to see these fights.
Brilliant.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you
guys.
very much, Monica.
Take care.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
You too.
Thank you.